just work something out. What is a microaggression, Chippy?
Oh, come on.
No, it's very important. Look at you. As soon as I start to get somewhere, you want to shut me down.
No,
What is a
I think
microaggression?
shut me down, Devon. I'm trying.
Sorry, I don't think
I can't answer that fully because
I think it's the way you come across to people, Devon. You try to belittle people. So you're having an even conversation with Chippy, and then you're trying to belittle him by asking him a question that he's a grown man, so he's got, he's going to know the answer to. But I just find
he's going to know the answer to.
Well, majority people do know what the words mean. And I think this is your
so
problem.
when I asked him, he just went to say, "Who's belittling you? Who's belittling you? These tactics don't work, guys, because
it's the way you're talking down to people. I'm sorry, but I don't appreciate it. Just a quick one whilst I am in here. Sorry to interrupt you, Chippy. From young, we teach our children, stand up, be honest, own if you've done something wrong, and deal with the consequences. And that's exactly what Pel's done. Not once would you then... There's people on this app that say racist words. I don't believe that just because you say a racist word, you are a racist. That's my own opinion, okay? I think being a racist comes from anger inside, okay? Just because you've said a word that is racist is wrong, okay? But we should be bigging Pearl up. I'm not Pearl's biggest fan. I'm not anyone's biggest fan on here. But we should be bigging Pearl up because she's dealt with the consequences. She's admitted she was wrong. And as she said on her interview with Top Girl yesterday, she's glad that's happened to her because she can now teach her grandchildren. And that also enables us all to educate our children, okay?
Growth, that was. It's growth.
Actually, I don't agree. You can't expect people from the community to big Pearl up. They can accept, move on, not accept, move on. But don't ever try and say that people should be bigging her up. It's
maybe I said that wrong. Maybe my thing is we should. She's admitted she's done wrong, okay? That there is a positive. Okay?
No, it wasn't, Bev.
Pardon?
Sorry, I'm talking comments.
Oh, because she's done something wrong and she's admitted to do something wrong, okay? Bigging up might be the wrong word if you want to say that, okay? And that's fine. Everyone's opinion is different, okay? But instead of continuously dragging her ass around this app, when she has admitted she's done wrong and she faces the consequences, there are plenty other people on this app that say racist words, that are racist, that we aren't dragging around the app and they're not putting their hands up. So let's focus that energy on other people and not the person that's admitted they're done wrong.
Again, you can't. You're trying to direct the community into what you think they should be doing. And I can see why Devon and everyone else does get frustrated. Stop trying to tell them what to do.
I don't think I am. I think if you listen to what I said, Jodie, I said, in my opinion...
Just listen to it all.
In my opinion, is what I said throughout that. In my opinion, Pearl has held her hands up, okay? So in my opinion, yeah, we don't have to forgive. If people don't want to forgive her, that's fine. That's their personal choice. In my opinion, there are other people on this app that should be held accountable for, in my opinion, other racist words and terms. That's my point.
White lady.
Devon, do you need an inhaler or something? Do you need an inhaler or something?
Yes, I do.
Well, go to the global pharmacy and get one then.
Sorry, I just want to know how Devon knows I'm white.
Pardon?
How do you know I'm white? You just assume that.
Are you white?
Does that matter? You've just assumed.
Yes, it does, because it's my point. Are you white? Yes or no?
I'm actually diverse.
Okay, so just to prove and put you this is why you can't enter
my dad is from Lithuania, okay, and my mum is
white.
Yeah.
Which is white.
Hold on. Okay.
What are we doing?
What my skin colour is no relevance to what I'm saying, Devon. I'm not telling you how to believe.
It is. You're not listening to us. You're not listening. I'm saying you as a white woman telling black people they should forgive and forget. You don't. It doesn't got nothing to do with you. Have
I said?
Oh my gosh.
I said you should forgive and forget, or have I said, in my opinion, we should accept Pearl's apology and drag the other people who are saying the equal words around this app?
Yes, you don't have the right to say we should accept Pearl's apology. You're not part of the community. What's difficult for you to understand?
Please don't belittle me.
Can I just jump in 1 minute?
Have you heard? Since she jumped on here, everything's been. Please don't belittle me.
Right,
I'm trying to make a point. You're trying to make a point.
I'm going to drop it for you. I'm going to drop it, Devon. Right, go on. Right, so getting back to the question now. What, Devon, from this point forward, what do you want from me?
anything from you, Pearl. The same as I haven't wanted from you for months ago. I don't care, but I will have my opinion if there's an FYP.
Right. So when that opinion's on, why does everything have to get fetched to me? My name gets fetched
asking me
every time.
Pearl, it was an interview with you. What are we doing here?
No, I'm not just on about yesterday, Devin. I'm on about any time that it gets fetched up. My name, it comes back to me. Listen.
So speak to the whole black community. I haven't done it. You know I haven't done it. You haven't been
saying I'm sorry. I can't.
And they don't accept it.
I'm sorry. Well, that's fine. If you don't accept, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to slip my wrists, chuck myself under?
You're not listening to me.
Will
You're
you
not
be
listening
pleased
to me.
then?
You're not listening to me.
Please then.
Leave me
alone. Stop and leave me alone.
Pearl, it's not me personally. You have to listen to what I'm saying. You need to listen to what I'm saying. It's not me. You keep making this about me personally, like I hold the cards to you getting brought up on the app. I'm saying to you, you have to speak to the people saying it, and they don't have to accept it, right? And then and I say that, and suddenly it's you. You don't know.
Can I just say something now, Devin? Can I say something? You know, I understand the frustration at the beginning because I was with you. I understood it. I just don't understand why every time there is some sort of racism debate or anything. Yes, today was because it was the interview about Pearl, right? But every time, and please stop saying you do not do this because I've seen you myself do it. Every time it all comes back to Pearl. She's an older woman. She's said sorry. When will it stop? We're asking you to just stop mentioning her and she'll stop mentioning you, but you're still not saying, okay, I don't get that.
Because you're not listening, Top Girl. You're going in circles. You're not listening.
I'm not fucking finished, you prick.
Okay. Right, great.
Devin, do you have Pearl's number at all?
No, Jodie. No.
I'm just thinking, obviously, a lot of people have their opinions, the inputs, the perceptions, and there's 2.k people here listening, watching for the drama, loving the divide that's going on. So I just wondered if maybe it'd be better off app so you can actually speak.
Well, I know that people don't listen to me and that they're just going off on one. It's because nobody knows my view on the Pearl situation, and I've said it before and there's been a lot of heat about it. So I just find it very funny that I'm here, the focus of the anger, when you have no, as per usual, nobody has a fucking clue. You're just out here running your mouths. The energy's on the wrong person, I assure you. Energy's on the wrong person. It's funny.
Everyone has different perceptions, which then lead to their own opinions. Some people are right, some people are wrong. We all believe we're right, we don't think we're wrong. And it's just a point where we either agree to disagree or we just keep this toxic bullshit up that the app is absolutely loving, just so they can drag you, Pearl, Paige, everyone across the app.
Can I just, hey Jodie, sorry babe, can I just say something?
They have a right.
Because these comments are actually pissing me off, yeah? I'm sorry, but if you're not a black person or a person of color, stop telling us when we should move on with racism and when we should forget about racism. It's not down to you or anything to do with you as to when we can or can't forgive racism or decide to move on. Like, you don't need to get it in your heads. Do you understand? I don't really know what's been going on. Last time I thought Devin and Pearl were cool, innit? I don't really know, but in general, yeah, just stop. Like, stop it. It's not okay. It's like something happening to someone and then us telling that person, oh, it's all right, you forgive them. It's not up to you.
1 minute, talking. Hold on. No, like, they can. Nobody is telling everyone to forgive and forget.
I'm thinking about the comments.
All I'm saying is when is it going to stop with Pearl? Like, everything's happened for a like, everything's done. Everything's happened now. Like, she's just said, what do you want me to do? Cut my fucking wrist. What do you want from her? She's pleading with you to stop.
I'll be real, like, I don't
understand, like, T. Tell them because they like you that, like, there is no answer.
Do you think I'm going to listen to you if it's something I don't agree with? Hush your fucking gums, you prick.
Wait, what?
Okay, anyway, take everything you want personally. But what I'm saying is this, yeah? There is no time limit. You're asking a question, yeah, to a whole community. Stop aiming it at one person.
No one said that, Sam.
People will stop talking
Can I
about
ask a
Pearl.
question?
Oh my God, it was hard to understand.
Can I ask a question, Devon?
Aggressive.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go on. Go on.
I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying. The black community's got the right to decide when they want to forgive and that, right? But my question to you is, when somebody's turning around to you and saying, I feel like now I'm just being bullied, at what point do you decide then that it needs to stop because of that person's own mental health, etc.? That maybe...
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's just a genuine question, because Pearl sounds obviously upset about it all and she's getting fed up with it. And if that was anybody else, well, at what point would you say, right, okay, I'm going to stop for the sake of your mental health?
What I'm going to say is this, yeah? It's not something that can be answered, because as we know, a lot of people have suffered a lot of things and people won't let it go, right? Just because this is racism, people seem to want to let it go. If this was a man who had committed DV and was convicted and he was continuously saying sorry, there would be corners of the app who would refuse to accept his apology and would refuse to let it go. It's the same thing. Just because you don't see racism as bad, I'm trying to put it in a way that you'll understand. They don't have to forgive. You can't ask, like, you can ask them to stop, and my heart goes out to Pearl, yeah, but at the same time, it's done. She got convicted. What do you want? What do you want from them?
Yeah, but we're talking about two different things. I'm not talking about forgiveness. I'm not talking about forgiveness in that question. I'm talking about if someone's saying, look, Devon, I get you don't forgive me, but this is really affecting my mental health. Like she just said a comment there about wrists and that, right? Does that not sort of like ring an alarm bell where you say, right, okay, I'm just going to lay off this person. Right now, I'm just going to lay off this person.
To me, it does. But this is what you're not understanding.
I'm not saying everybody, Devon. I'm saying you personally. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, we only asked you. We didn't.
Why are you talking about me?
Because
why are you asking me if it doesn't apply to me?
No,
I don't get Pearl.
it does apply to you because you do go in comments and you do
Oh my God.
make comments about Pearl.
Toppy, listen, yeah, I'll be real. Like, you see, all of this, it's not solving nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, bruv, it's not solving nothing. Like, what are we doing here? Cool, Pearl, whatever. Like, this is just
No, I'm sorry.
man.
Yeah, exactly. It's not solving anything because Devon does not want to leave Pearl alone.
What are you doing? Are you okay
But
in
what
your
is
head?
he doing?
Are you okay in your head?
Torian,
You're just painting a narrative.
Yeah, I came in
No,
mid.
no, I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
pissed
Okay, so
No,
we've asked
Devon.
Devon.
You're just lying now.
Multiple people
You're
have
lying.
asked Devon. Multiple people have asked Devon, if Pearl stops going in your spaces, will you stop going in her spaces? And will you stop making remarks in comments about Pearl? And he's saying no.
No, I didn't say. Oh my God. I can't
If
wait
you
for
said
this.
yes,
You see this?
if you
I hope the
said
screen
yes,
recorders have got it
then
all.
the live would have
I'm
ended
going to
a
wrap
long
your
time
thing
ago.
up. No, I didn't say yes. I didn't say yes or no. What you want me to do is bend the knee and do what you want me to do. I said I don't go into Pearl spaces. I don't follow Pearl. If there's an FYP going on and the discussion is Pearl, I'm not going to be. I'm not just going to sit there
So you
silently
don't
and
want
not
it
have
to
my
stop?
opinion because you don't like it.
You don't want it to stop.
That's not the same thing.
Right, can I ask a
How
question?
is that the same thing?
Question. Devon, today.
Oh my God.
Devon, today, did you push live?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
After Chippy's live, I pushed live.
Come on. What was the topic of conversation?
The topic of conversation was Chippy.
Okay. Just Chippy?
What do you mean?
Talking about Pearl and the interview as well.
No, it was a result of I went on Chippy's stage and I was speaking about the situation, so it was mainly Chippy. But obviously Pearl got mentioned.
Okay, yeah, cool. So, obviously, I've got 2 points to make here. So, everyone knows that I don't want to put words in your mouth. Do you like Pearl, yes or no?
Do I like her?
Yeah.
I think Devon does like her. I'll be real.
Thank you, Tori.
Okay, cool, man. Listen, I
The
ain't
only reason why I'm saying he
definitely
does
not here for a
is
fight.
why
I'm
I
just
think
trying
it's
to...
because. Sorry, NJ, I don't even mean to cut you. Go on, carry on.
Now, go on. Say what you want to say.
No, I was just gonna say I think Devon does like Pearl. I genuinely think he does. Like, I'm hearing they've had conversations behind closed doors and that. I genuinely think he does. I don't know what happened between them within the space of last week and now, innit? But when I was there, I thought Like, I'm sure Pearl called Devon her friend and that. That's why why are we back here again? I don't get
Okay,
it.
so T, yesterday,
made the
Pearl
same
did
point.
an amazing interview with Top Girl. A few questions were
Well,
asked
I'm getting the
regarding
interview soon, guys. Make sure you tune in. Sorry, carry on.
yeah, what I was going to say now. Okay, a conversation came up regarding the comment that she made. Pearl had obviously opened up about how it made her feel and saying that, you know, obviously she's learnt from it and now she can educate her grandchildren, etc., etc. I went up and says, look, man, you've apologized so many times now. Now, the reason why I said that is because, look, people in life are going to do things wrong, yeah? They're going to be held accountable. Some people are going to be prosecuted. But for me personally, when someone says sorry, I'm now looking at actions, yeah, and patterns of behavior. So when Devon was talking about, well, if a guy had beaten up a woman and nobody would what was the word? Forgive that person. People will still have things to say. Okay, cool.
Not nobody.
Especially,
Not nobody.
okay, but especially with people's pattern of behavior. So if that person's going around and still being aggressive, even though we know that you've been convicted, then of course people are going to think, rah, you got convicted, but you ain't learned much. Now, obviously, Pearl has been convicted. I honestly feel like we have to give her the opportunity now to showcase that she has learnt from it, that no racism will come out of her mouth again. And we need to just keep it moving and focus on all as well, because what people are saying is it's been 18 months and the backlash that Pearl has had, other content creators that have done the same thing, they don't get the same backlash. And looking in from the outside, I have to admit that that is true. Your Zacks, your Evil Queens, all of those kind of people. Yeah, people are saying that they're running lives, but I don't think it's to the level of when people are running lives, and myself as well, on Pearl. So what are we going to do moving forward? Because clearly she's coming up here and she's at her tether. Are we there going to laugh now like, ha, 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 let's beat her down more? After she's apologised and she's trying to reform. So this is what we need to look like. This is what's kind of making you look bad, Devon. Just because 1 minute you're saying, yeah, you're cool. But then if you run a live and you're facilitating people saying stuff against Pearl and you're not saying, oh, wow, let's make it fair, she has changed the ways, and that's where the issues come. That's my opinion. You can say all you want, but
What though, NJ? I'll be real. You see, when people say, "Oh, them lot don't get the same energy," like speaking about myself, bruv. Every time I see EQ, you don't see how we are with each other.
No, you.
Zach, the only reason why, I'll be real. The only and I've said this to Pearl. I feel like, you see, when it comes to Pearl and Zach, yeah, I'll be honest with you lot. I feel like out of everybody, like when it comes to racism, I feel like, and the community can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the community were more upset at the fact it was Pearl and Zach, because if you did used to watch Zach, you would see that he was a bit of an ally and whatever in it. And I feel like with Pearl, I feel like people, because they know she's from the traveling community, and I feel like a lot of people used to sit in her life, so it was a shock. So I feel like automatically they're gonna get it the most, because I feel like the community are more hurt than angry at the fact that it was them. Do you get what I mean?
T, in terms of that, look how Zach dealt with the situation. He went on subscriber only. He was saying he didn't care, this and that.
Yeah,
and I feel like people
I'll be real, I
more.
don't give him no airtime.
I feel like people are warm to him more. I don't know why, because I didn't really follow him like that. But I still do see people from the black community that still hold him like highly. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about two people here, we all had the opportunity to go in and speak to Pearl when she done. She never turned off the comments, and she stood there and she took the lashings from everybody. So you know,
oh, Torian, you sit with delusive and hello,
NJ.
I love delusive Angie. Okay, sorry, go on, NJ.
It's a two-part question, right? So it's just a simple question, right? Because and I'll get to the point, right? You've got to let me land, or whatever you call it, right? So, Devon, when you speak about racism, do you speak about racism on behalf of a community? You do.
Well, you can't just say yes or no, because it depends. I don't have a right to speak for the whole community.
No.
A lot of the time I say it's my opinion.
Okay. So, but if people are speaking about racism on behalf of the community, right, then is it not also that you can speak on behalf of the community when it comes to like forgiveness and for
No.
Hold on, can I just do one thing, guys? Sorry, Delusive Angie, you're getting blocked. Get out.
So even if it's not on behalf of the community, on behalf of yourself, can you not just say like, Well, I've seen her mental health state about it. I've seen how it's getting to her. Can I not just personally drop it and leave it alone a little bit? But I feel that you do speak on behalf of a community, and so can you not, at the same energy, give forgiveness on behalf of a community? I don't understand. I'm just trying to understand.
You can't, Chippy.
No,
Okay.
I can't. I don't speak for the community when I speak about racism, and I don't speak for. I'm not in a position to do that. I can't be like, hey, I forgive her, which was my point. What I said was, Paige can't tell everyone that the black community doesn't forgive, and NJ can't tell everybody that the black community does forgive. I said it's somewhere in the middle. That's not a passive-aggressive comment. That's just a fact.
I'm just trying to understand it all, Devin. I'm just trying to understand it all.
Yeah, and I'm explaining it to you. Like, literally, does that make sense to you with what I've just said? I literally said.
But then, okay, so on the same thing, on a personal note, on a personal level, right? On a personal level, because obviously you're the one in the box, and you're the one that was in the box this morning, etc. So Pearl's now asking you, not on like a forgiveness, as in she knows what she's done, she knows what she did, she's obviously correcting herself, trying to be a better person, etc., right? But on a personal level, can you not just say, you know what, I've heard how you're stressed out about it, I know how it's getting to you, can you not just sort of like agree to lay off a little bit and say, right, I'm not ignoring it, I'm not forgiving you, but I am going to lay off a little bit for your own sake, for your own mental health?
I'm telling you, from a personal level, I'd done that years ago. Me making the point, not years ago, sorry, ages ago. I'm not doing the things that you're claiming that I'm doing. I literally put in the chat the point that I just made to you. How people are choosing to interpret my comments in the chat is not my problem. I don't care about Pearl. If she's mentioned in my boxes, something that I can agree to, if she has a conversation, is to shut it down and say, look, I don't want that to be spoken about in my boxes. That's something I can control. But everything else that you're chatting about, what do you want me to do? Tell them they should forgive Pearl? No.
I'm asking a question. I'm not telling you to do anything, mate. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm asking questions.
I'm asking you what you want me to do, because you're asking me a question
on a personal level.
That I'm not doing.
All right.
I'm not doing anything to Pearl.
I think people on a personal level should be a little bit more forgiving, and I think she's proved herself up to now, and I think people should be allowed to prove themselves. And I think laying off them a little bit, and avoiding antagonizing people. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying avoiding antagonizing people, avoiding that comment that you really want to put that you don't want to, but maybe you shouldn't put. Not you personally, I'm just saying in general, that would help her with her mental health, and that would reach benefits for everybody, would it not?
Yeah, okay, listen, Chippy, if it's to do with mental health, yeah, obviously everyone would not type that comment, right? But we can't draw for the mental health.
I just think you got to want the truth sometimes.
People just don't want the truth on this app. Listen, I will not.
I'm prepared for the truth, Devin.
It's basically people want me to bow down and say I will not type Pearl's name in an FYP. I will actively not. You want me to bow down, basically.
No, we don't want you to.
Anything other than doing what I feel. Anything. What to stop? It's never going to stop. What are you not understanding? I could shut my mouth. Perfect. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying before you run with your narrative. I could stop everything. Do you think that Pearl's name is going to stop being spoken about because I stopped talking about it?
It's one less person.
Oh, okay. So I have enough power that it's suddenly going to stop. You think that those other people are going to shut their mouths all of a sudden? But so you're putting all of this on me, knowing full well that I can't change anything. That's what you're doing right now.
I've got a question for everyone but Devon. If Paige wasn't on Devon's platform giving her opinions and stuff, would everyone still be going at Devon as hard or not?
They wouldn't know.
No. Because I think there is a little bit of a...
What do you mean?
But he's facilitating the conversation, so if you're the host...
Exactly, we're not talking about Paige, we're talking about him stopping
in the
comments.
He's saying, though, everyone's sort of like going for him at the minute, but the people with the biggest beef is Paige and Pearl.
So moving,
you would let
okay,
Pearl-
Joe, I understand your sentiment there. So moving forward, if there is a gripe, that's for him to say, you know what, Paige, if you feel that way, then fire up a live and speak about it on your platform.
But then would TG do that with me, or would she let me have my opinion?
No, but if you don't, then you can't moan and complain when people tie you into it, because they're going to see it as you're the host and you're complicit to it.
100%.
Fair dues. If it's like, if what she wants to say, like she's valid to say it, then course facilitate it. Why not? Do you know what I'm saying? But if it's a case of bringing up old stuff, is it outrage or is it content? If it's content, then the content's dead now because it's been going
My
on.
brother, how is it content? NJ, you see this narrative about content, yeah? Let me tell you on a level, yeah? Because I'm done with the politeness thing and all that. If it's content, yeah, you tell me what I'm earning. Tell me what I'm earning from all this thing. Tell me what I'm gaining from all of this. Other than, because you know how this app works and you know where the majorities lie, yeah? When I take on these people, yeah, and I go against all these communities without giving 2 ticks, yeah? Tell me how that's improving my content. Tell me how I'm getting paid from that.
Oh, so all the content that you do, you're expecting to get paid for? Because that ain't the case, is it?
Can I hear from Jen
When
with the
you
belly for a
when people
minute?
come into my lives,
Sorry, darling. Can I just jump in because I've got an observation and a question, and I know that there's beef between you two or whatever. I don't want to be here for
There's no beef,
7
no.
years. So my observation is, I see a lot of people saying, "Why don't you speak about this one? Why don't you speak about that one?" And my observation back is, how many black spaces are you sitting in when these conversations are happening? Because these conversations do happen. It's just that you only see them when they're brought onto FYP and Drama Talk platforms. There are many black spaces where people are still dragging Zach, they're dragging EQ, they're dragging this one. They do have the same energy, Casey. That's what I'm saying.
No, you know what? I'm going to have to disagree because I have been in these spaces, and the way Pearl gets dragged and every opportunity Pearl gets brought up is not as much as Zach or EQ. Like, Devin can even confirm that he used to go watch EQ and sit in her lives and stuff when she said the most.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Hold on,
TG.
hold
Not
on.
true.
I'm not finished talking. So I disagree with your point because this is about Pearl. Yes, they do have lives about racism and stuff, but not as much as Pearl gets dragged. That's my observation of it all.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying I don't think Pearl gets dragged more than everyone else, because I do. But I'm just saying that everybody's saying nobody ever speaks on Zach or EQ. People do. But they're just not everybody's. We say it all the time about smaller platforms. Do you know what I mean? When people say, well, why hasn't somebody spoke about this and why hasn't somebody spoke about that? When I was running Up Live, we were speaking about shit. But just because nobody sees it, it doesn't mean those conversations aren't happening. That's just my observation. Now, my question is, and I'm not asking you to answer for Paigey, because I know you can't, but I can't remember the exact terminology she used, but it was just some clarity I was looking for around the Zach and the Pearl thing. So obviously it was brought up that Paigey had said she didn't think Zach was racist. Now, I heard what she said in that live, and that wasn't what I took from what she said. What I took from what she said was that they were different kinds of racism. But why is what Zach said different to what Pearl said? That this is what I don't understand.
Well, I can't answer that because I didn't say it.
Personally, for me, I felt Zach was worse.
Why is what Paigey defined them as being different kinds of racism, and almost, I don't want to say she gave Zach a free pass, but doesn't feel the same way about Zach because she doesn't feel like, he's out there hurting black people and that kind of thing. But that to me would infer that she feels like Pearl would...
Yeah, Leslie Hen, that makes it even worse because he's saying it in secret. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's doing it behind the scenes. Imagine what else he says behind the scenes.
So I'm just trying to get clarity on is, if we're saying racism is racism, period, full stop, the end. Why is it different? Why are there levels?
Yeah, exactly. Racism and racism.
because that's just her opinion. Why are we so determined? The reason that people are so determined to focus on Paige's opinion is because it feeds the fact of feeling like you're hard done by. You've taken one person's opinion and you've magnified it, and you're picking that apart and dissecting that on behalf of the black community. Why can't you just say and admit that was Paige's opinion, and that's it?
No, I'm not picking anything apart, Devon. I'm asking
No,
because
it's not a personal attack.
I want to learn
as a whole.
And it was the fact that while it may have been Paige's opinion, she used two terms, and I can't for the life of me, like I've got perimenopausal brain fog. I can't for the life of me remember.
Direct and indirect.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was that. It was something else. It wasn't overt or covert. You know,
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I've learned lots through the conversations that have happened about this, but it was some other term like that.
Okay, so Jelly, if a white person, yeah, grows up in the black community or has black friends, right, and they use the N-word, are they a racist?
Yeah.
They're a racist.
If a white person uses the N-word.
If no, you know, so if a white person, yeah, has been raised in the black community, has black friends, so on and so forth, has used the N-word, does that make him a racist?
Just a matter of opinion.
Are you asking for my opinion?
No.
Are you asking
It's
for my
not-
opinion on that, or what public consensus is, Devon?
I'm interested in both because I don't understand. Yeah, I'm interested in both.
So my opinion is no, it wouldn't.
I don't know. I just think, yeah. I've just got
It makes them So it makes them racist for using the N-word in like a.
Yeah. As far as I'm
But you guys are.
But just my opinion,
I'm so
Devon, yeah.
confused.
Surely
Yeah, yeah.
You can obviously tell me why it is.
Can we hear from Charlie,
on how
please?
that made that person feel.
Charlie, what were you going to say?
Like with what Devon just said about growing up with in a black community or whatever else. Like my brother, all of his friends are from different, like he's got Asian friends, he's got black friends, and I've said this before. When they're all together, like between their banter and everything else, no one takes anything to heart on what they say. But outside of their circle, it's they, you know, if it wasn't part of their circle, they'd be offended if somebody else had said that. So surely it comes down to how that person feels if they're being called that certain word. Is how I feel that Devon's saying do
they go out and call people the N-word? I'm saying if they use the N-word, are they racist?
in general or to the person they're saying it to?
So I tried to explain something and I seem to have confused it a lot more, but I can't make it any more simple.
Right, okay, this is off topic of what we're saying. Millsy and then TJ, please.
Yeah, if I could go first, my phone's going to run out. I just want to say that, you know, people have every right to feel hurt and angry about racism, right? And those feelings are valid and accountability matters. But when someone like Pearl has truly owned up to her past, she's apologised sincerely, she's faced consequences, and she's put in a lot of work to grow and make amends.
Thank you, Kate, for the sub.
At what point do we allow space for the growth to actually mean something? She's not asking anyone to forget. She's not pretending it didn't happen. She's showing up, she's learning, she's trying to do better, and yet some are still tearing her down, refusing to see that she's a human being and she's trying to change. And if we say we want growth and healing and progress, we've got to create a space for it. And otherwise, what's the point of asking people to do better if we don't allow them to?
Can I just say to the comment, sorry, before you answer that, Devon, Paige, you will not be joining my box ever. She is blocked. Yeah, anyway. Go on, Devon.
I don't know if that was a question for me. I don't know how many times I can answer the same question.
So my question, Kevin, I'll just shorten it for you quickly, right? It's just about if you want people to grow and learn and educate, and then they do that and they show that they've done it, they face consequences. If you're not giving them the space to show that growth, what's the point of asking people to grow in the first place? That's my question.
So I put this to you, and people aren't going to like it, yeah. But have you truly grown if at the first sign of we don't know when this is going to stop, yeah? And ultimately, it's like you've already given up the apologies. Do you get what I mean? That attitude of I don't have to apologize anymore. Unfortunately, you have to hold that. It can feel unfair, but people are going to make up their mind when they make up their mind. And the longer that you hold that regret and remorse, the longer that people see that it's real.
Yeah, but Devin, that's not what I was asking, right? My question was, if you want to educate and let people have a space to grow, and you're not allowing them to show that growth, what's the point of asking people to do better if you're not allowing them to do better and show growth, if you keep hitting them down all the time? That's my question.
And who's not letting them show growth?
Because she keeps getting brought up all the time after 18 months. So if she's shown in that time that she has grown, she has learned, and she has been educated, and she's faced the consequences. If you can't say you want people to grow and heal and progress and not create a space for them to do it, so what's the point in asking them?
Guys, you're right. That's the only thing that people want to hear, because I'm just going to keep getting the same question.
No, it isn't.
Until you hear what you want to hear.
Racism. It doesn't just come down to racism. It comes down to any subject. If you want people to grow and learn on it, if you're not allowing them that space to do that, what's the point of it?
A lot of people have tried to dumb down the question for you to understand it, but you're going around every roundabout.
No, you haven't. You don't need to dumb it down. I've answered it.
You've not answered it, love. You've not answered
it. Yes, I have answered it, darling.
Listen,
I have answered it. Yes,
you've not answered it.
Devin, this is the reason why I say that you're patronising, you're condescending, because Millsy just has a perfect, valid question, and instead of just
did I answer it?
Away, mate, don't overtalk me, Devin. You understand me?
Oh, we're showing off.
Because remember, you're all mouth anyway.
Show off.
You little mouth.
So you're showing off
anyway, yeah. So don't overtalk me.
So where did this energy suddenly come from? Because it wasn't here
listening to you.
And now it's suddenly activated because you got an audience.
Are you a fucking kid or are you a man?
And what about the reactions of everyone else?
She dumbed it down to you because, like you said, everybody in here is dumb. Everybody in the comments is dumb. Yeah, and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking you're just
Did I answer it? Did I answer it?
Devon, you're a prat.
Did I answer it?
You've only got energy for woman, because time and time again,
you're already told
you're tired and you're showing off.
You're tired and you're showing off. You weren't saying this a few minutes ago. You're showing off. You're showing off. You're showing off. You're tired and you're showing off.
Instead of
why are you telling me how you feel?
Go on the treadmill, because I'm fed up.
You're tired and you're showing off.
To chat shit. Showing off, because if it was in your face,
bro, you're showing off. You didn't have that energy like 30 minutes ago. Your whole energy switched up because you got audience.
And more.
Bro, you're pathetic.
Anyway, NJ, forget him.
Embarrassing. I'm fed up of hearing him chat shit, man.
He is, literally.
Say that everyone, we all need to be more aware of what we're saying and what we're doing, because I can be an absolute see you next Tuesday, but Devon is sat in this live the same way Pearl went into his live, and we weren't happy about the way she was treated, but yet the same is...
No, shall I tell you why I'm not allowing everything to happen? Because Devon said, when everyone was going at me in his live, he said everyone's allowed to have an opinion. I'm giving him exactly the same energy. You know, like when people can mock my stuttering, mock me crying, mock my mental health, I'm doing exactly the same, because I'm doing it again. I'm not feeling bad for somebody when people don't feel bad for me. And that's just my opinion.
Just give them more...
It was me who said, if Devon come into mine, I wouldn't allow it. I can't have muckos anywhere else, but no, I wouldn't allow it. But before I jump down, because the kids are coming back up, sorry, can I just jump in, everybody, if you don't mind? So, Devon, from this point forward, I promise never to at you in a comment, to speak about you, or we can be in the same room, but never to thing. Are you willing to agree to that, yes or no?
To you not at me, I don't have a problem with you at me, but
and to
I've never
not
had a
bring in, when people speaking about racism, speak about that person who was being racist at that time, and don't bring it back to me.
Oh, thanks, Jane.
I just kind of feel, before my phone call,
promise that.
I just kind of feel that growth should be encouraged and not ignored, and especially when it's backed up by someone who's taking consistent action and accountability for it.
And
that's the question. If you're not allowing that space for them to grow and show, then what is the point?
Exactly. And to Devon, when you said so, a white person grown up in the black community, should they be allowed to say the N-word? In my opinion, no, nobody should be allowed to use that word. That's the answer.
TJ, what did you want to say?
Yeah, sorry, just there was a couple of points on there, and I think there's some comments on that we're generally saying about racism generally and about forgetting it and stuff like that. I suppose the only way that I can explain it in my head generally is the fact that, you know, when everyone deals with everyday problems that life brings to people and the struggles and all that sort of stuff, it's just trying to imagine that with having a rucksack on your back filled with stones and bricks and all that sort of stuff, and that extra weight while dealing with all of the stuff. And that's not time limited. That's there from start to finish. And I suppose so there, in that sense, there's no time limit to how people feel about racism and talk about racism and stuff like that generally. But that's only my way of explaining it. I think the fact is that Devon's right in the sense that he doesn't talk for the community, because he doesn't talk for me, he doesn't talk for lots of different people. I think he can talk on the issues of racism generally on behalf of the community that the community face generally, but he can't talk about forgiveness for individual people in there. And I don't think he's claiming to do that because he can't. That's not for him to be able to do. And I don't think he does that. And I think the point about the Pearl situation is that I don't think he should stop talking about racism in comments and FYP pages and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not sure that there is an assumption to do that generally. I think all he can do is continue to talk about that sort of stuff. But I suppose it's the matter of him himself on how he believes Pearl has rehabilitated or not rehabilitated. And I'm not here to tell him to think either way about it or to stop thinking about it in either way. I believe when Pearl did what she did, and I'm sorry to talk about it, Pearl, but is, you know, I felt at that time it was racist, but I think from that point, I stopped talking to her and all sorts. But then I think from that point, and I've sat, watched, learned, listened, I believe personally that she has learned from it. And I'm hoping that she will teach other people in terms of that part of it. So therefore, my engagement has increased. I still don't speak to Pearl off the app or anything, but my engagement on the app is there because I believe that. But it depends. So then my perception and how I act is different. So it's up to Devon then to decide, I suppose, whether he believes that Pearl is rehabilitated and how he acts on it. So like he was saying on his live, he can then choose if he believes that Pearl's rehabilitated and done the right thing, then he has the choice to then choose how he runs his lives and how to shut stuff down. He then chooses how to act in comments. But if he doesn't believe that Pearl's rehabilitated, then he can then continue to act however he wants, and then people can then react to him how they feel appropriate.
What an amazing question. Can I ask that to Devon? Do you think Pearl has been rehabilitated and changed for what she said for the good? What do you think?
For the good.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Grinchy.
I think that it's a tricky one, because I think that she's learned a lesson. I think that she's had a life-changing experience, but I still think that the same as when the incident first happened, how people react to people's criticism can often ignite the situation more. And I think that aspect.
Did it ignite more for you? Because you're not speaking on the community side. So for you personally, how you felt after that? Did that ignite in you personally? Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think on the app, I think like, look, the example of when it started, it was a comment, yeah, and both sides had their point of view. It was the stubbornness for me, in my opinion, that I think led to the conviction. I think there was like a window of opportunity of like where it just all could have been squashed, and where the app took over. And it's very similar to what's happening today, of somebody has an opinion, somebody's tried to explain that, there's a lack of wanting to listen and understand what that person is saying, and now it's escalated, and it's continued to escalate. You get what I'm going to talk to you, TJ, because I just don't see.
I think in terms of that is, that's your feeling about that situation. I think probably, as you've said yourself, is that second part of it where you thought it reignited it was more about the stubbornness of the person, in your opinion, about how that then ignited it, rather than the incident itself of racism. And I think maybe,
and that's what I'm feeling today, TJ. That's how I feel today is going as well.
Maybe that's the point then to concentrate on between you and Pearl, because it doesn't matter about anything else. I believe that Pearl actually respects you in terms of your opinion and wants to.
I think she does.
To that. So I think maybe it's the point of the stubbornness part of it that's probably sort of angst your second part of it, rather than the exact racism, because you said that you feel like she learned the lesson at the time. So maybe that's the starting point to have that conversation between you and Pearl about why you felt that stubbornness, then ignited it back again. And then, you know, you don't have to like each other, you don't have to live with each other, you don't have to do anything, you know, you're all adults. But I think it's maybe that part to go, as a person, I felt you were stubborn as a person rather than the racism bit. You know, I'm still going to talk on racism, I'm still going to do all this sort of stuff. But I felt you as a person stubborn enough because of whatever. And then maybe you can understand her reason why she was stubborn about it. And then maybe that's the level playing field, maybe. Again,
TJ?
Difficult one, right?
TJ?
Yeah.
I want you to go. I'm gonna send you the replays. That is what's happened today. I have tried to do that.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting. I wasn't looking for the whole thing.
I know, but you're suggesting things that you've suggested and things that you've said. I have said, and the reason that it's not going into ears.
I think it's maybe it's your tone of voice. It's very passive aggressive. It's very narcissistic. You're a very rude person.
Yeah. Okay. That's how it started. Again, I can prove everything. I don't really need to do the arguing. Like when I try to be calm, you're saying I'm condescending. When I then get frustrated and passionate, I'm being aggressive. There's no middle ground for you. Nothing is going to be okay.
Very patronising.
I'm patronising, yeah. I'm just patronising as well.
Just my last.
If you don't feel
then.
smart, but, yeah.
Just my last one then on that. So
okay. The only person smart in this life is Devin.
Is there any way that you personally, again, not on behalf of the community and all that sort of stuff, and I know probably Pearl and everyone has seen lots of different people saying different stuff and all that sort of stuff, and because you come up to speak and say your point, I suppose some of that I do see is directed at you from the community, which it's not. It's you personally, and what you say is what you should be accountable for. Is there any way that you think you could have a conversation with Pearl about an element to be able to sort of shift forward? And I know you're saying you don't at her in specific in there, but if she feels that you personally are making digs, etc., and whatever, is there a way that you think that there's for that?
TJ, I would do all that. I could do all that, and it's not going to change the lie of the land on this app. I don't mind having that conversation, but she also has to understand what I'm saying in terms of me being able to speak and have my opinion in an FYP setting.
Devin never said that. Of course, you want to speak about racism, of course, and I'm not asking you, and never ever would ask you not to speak up on racism. I'm not asking that. What I was asking was, please don't turn it back around to me. I've done what I've done, been to court, been made accountable forever till I take my last breath. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'll say sorry, but what I'm not going to keep doing is coming out and saying sorry. Nobody beats themselves up more than I do. I'm sorry. However many times I say sorry, it's not going to be enough. So no, please know eternally, till my last breath, I am sorry. Right.
Well, maybe, but what about, I think the fact of what you're saying is that I think it's a near impossibility generally that if someone's talking about it, your name's never going to be mentioned. I think you understand that. I think it's not that you're saying that's never going to happen. I think maybe that conversation with you and Devin specifically about Devin and you, and then you can understand that if he does say your name in a racism topic, maybe with that understanding, it's actually he's intimating the fact that this happened with Pearl, but she's learned her lesson or whatever. So then you have an understanding that if he makes
that would be fine. That would be fine.
It'd be in that context rather than just him having a go at you or whatever.
Yes,
that's a conversation for you and Devin to have, so that if your name is mentioned, then you understand where he's coming from, and you don't think it's just him going at you personally. He can only talk for himself. I think. Yeah. I think that's what he was saying. But I think it's just you're frustrated that people are always mentioning your name when it comes to that. But I think this is about you and Devin. You're not going to stop the whole community.
I do. There's two people I get frustrated with. One's Devin and one's Paige, because Paige doesn't even address us by my name. It's just the racist, right? Like I said, I can't take it back. If I could, I would have. My fault for using that word all of my life. That's my fault. But again, I'm glad to come onto my shoulders. So now I've learnt my family and my grandchildren, it's not okay to use that word, that I've learnt them. They can use all of life.
Yeah, and it's difficult to move on across the board because I think that word's really hard. But I think that understanding between you both about if he does mention it in talking your name in racism and all that, you understand what he's talking about clearly, and that it's possibly in a positive way. And that then, the comments don't get mixed up on it.
But all I'm asking for is just for Devin not to dig us out when it happens and just say, yes, whatever. Yes, Pearl was racist. She's been to Devon. Please stop sighing. I didn't sigh.
Because I haven't
when you're
dug you out,
talking,
Pearl.
for fuck's sake.
Because you keep saying things that I'm not doing.
Problem, don't you? You want
Stop
to
saying I'm doing
carry
something.
On. You know you, Devon. You're an absolute
Fuck's
cunt.
sake.
Now fuck off.
I'm sick of you lying.
Oh, that didn't work out well.
So let me just get Top Relly.
Do you know what it is? Stop saying I'm doing something that I'm not doing.
No, you are. You have
TJ,
been puffing and
I don't
puffing,
think you
and this is
understand.
why you're fucking very.
Yes, I have been huffing and puffing it, and you've been doing things as well, and so has Pearl, and so has everybody in the
I'm
box.
not fucking denying
Oh, you come
it,
across
though.
as a
I'm
bully,
not fucking
Devon, right now
victim like
towards
you.
Pearl. Sorry, but you do.
I come across as a bully.
Yeah, you do. It's gone on too long. You're just a fucking bully.
Oh, and you're a fucking moron.
Yeah,
Don't
well, so are
fucking
you,
doing
fucking
Jimmy me, you
moron.
bull cunt.
How's that,
yeah,
big
you're
boy?
a prick. And what? You're a prick. Now what?
You're a prick as well. So what?
Yeah, you're a biased
Yeah,
prick. And what?
Instead of answering questions, you're quite happy to have a fucking
Bill,
go,
stop
aren't you?
it. I mean it.
Instead of
Stop it.
answering questions. You're a fucking
Anybody that
bully,
I've had a
Devon. You're
discussion
bullying
with-
Pearl. Leave her alone. She's had
What's
enough.
bullying? You don't
She's
even
had
know what
enough.
fucking
She's a
bullying
woman
is, you
at 58.
dickhead.
Leave her alone.
Yeah. Anyway,
She's had
the
enough.
person
Leave her
I was
alone.
conversating with.
So you've been
was
asked to
TJ.
leave her alone. Leave her
Devon, 1
fucking
minute.
alone.
Devon,
How's
Chippy,
that?
1 minute.
off.
Top Relly.
Nah, you fuck off.
You fuck
Breathe,
off.
You're such a big man, you aren't you?
TJ.
No, not at all. I'm just
Yeah, you are.
I'm just responding to you.
No, you're a gobby twat. You're going boxing.
Yes.
Jumping around
Oh,
all
you
the
need
fucking time.
some more numbers for
Bullying,
your
bullying,
FIP.
bullying.
Shut
the same
up.
fucking people all the
Shut
time.
up.
Okay.
You
No,
dickhead.
you
The same
don't
people.
like it when
So
you
I'm
do
bullying
that.
the same people. Someone who got convicted for racism, but I'm bullying them.
Oh my God.
Who got convicted?
Oh, listen, I'm going to go back to work. I'll see you guys later. I hope it.
You go back to me too.
Right,
bro.
Top Relly. Thank you, TJ, for that.
I ain't got time for that.
Top
Hi,
Relly.
yeah, I've just got a couple of questions for Devon, if that's all right. Firstly, you said that if anybody came for you or spoke for you, then you would go for Pearl, or Pearl would pay the price. I just wondered what you meant by that. And secondly,
So-
oh, go on, you can answer that one first.
So the way that you've worded that, is that what I said? Honestly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why recording anyway, so you can look back through the recording.
Yeah, exactly. There's a recording.
I'm being respectful, so please don't patronise me. I'm asking you just a question.
And
I'm just asking you to elaborate what you meant
Can we
on
go
it.
through the goodie bag, please?
So you don't know what I meant. So what was I referencing when I said that?
You were talking that if people said stuff about you or came for you, then it would be Pearl that paid the price. I just wondered why it would be Pearl.
In what way? Because I said as a content creator who's inciting that. You
not
clearly. Yeah, but you don't know. Do you know what I was referencing
You were
about?
talking regarding the allegations.
Correct.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Right, and I said on this platform now, I'm doing things the legal way from now on, right? So if there's missing somebody in the comments, if the comments started saying, if you drag, it was a threat. If you talk about Pearl, we're going to talk about that. So is that not talking about that for a specific reason? Is that not an attack
The
on
same
somebody?
way that you do with Pearl.
No, it's not. It's not the same. One is
Kind of,
legal.
but
One is legal. No,
secondly-
it's not. No. One is legal. And one is illegal.
Okay, can you not talk over me, please? Because you've spoke for ages. But secondly, with regards to Pearl, when you're talking about racism and stuff, firstly, it's always taken back to Pearl, which it is. I've seen it, and I've seen the antagonistic comments and stuff like that as well. But would it not be more beneficial to try and use her as an example, considering the amount of change that she has made, and the fact that she's never done it again, and the fact that she's taking criticism on the chin like a pro? Would it not be more beneficial to use that, like, to show people that you can be rehabilitated?
Yeah, if I personally believe that was the case, yes, it would be the case. Everybody's got their own personal opinion.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I don't understand the question in the sense of, yeah, if obviously Pearl changing and learning and growing from it is a perfect example of change. That will be great. What's
Okay,
the point?
but rather
I
than
agree with
dragging,
you.
when she has done that, I just wondered why it's continuously being dragged back to Pearl when she's demonstrated growth and change and learnt from it.
Right, again, you're asking me and not the people who actually have the problem.
Can I ask you a question, Devon?
Yeah.
You can say all you want, but I'm going to ask you a genuine question. You remember when you made that slur in the box? How long do you think it should be before you should keep apologising for?
I don't mind.
No.
No.
You said your friends spoke to you off the app, and they're not going to drag it. So like you just said earlier, like it's okay if your friends do it. You don't have the same energy. So does that relate to you as well?
Yeah. So if you had Chippy asked me the question and you asked me again.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So listen, people can hold on to that for as long as they want. I think that's actually the only thing that I've ever done on this app that like was genuinely wrong. And my reaction to that was not the same as Pearl's. My reaction to it was to straight away say sorry. So on and so forth. Chippy, here's the thing. You were there. You saw my genuine reaction. I didn't get ignorant about it. I didn't make excuses.
I'm asking a question.
No, but, yeah, and I'm answering it. I'm saying to you, you're bringing that up for a reason, okay? You can't deny it.
As a comparison, but no, it's
as a comparison,
and that is not a comparison. But I'm saying on the level. But I'm saying that's still a community that you affected. And how long do you think it should be before everybody forgives you and stops talking about that? And you must have a timeline in your head that you think, well, I've served me time for that.
There's a difference. You can't compare the two because one went on for 18 months and one was very quickly apologized for, we spoke on it, and nobody has to forgive me for that. If anybody from that community still holds me for that, that's their opinion. I'm not telling anyone you must forgive me, Chippy. There's the difference. I'm not saying
you should forgive Pearl. I'm saying what I've said is Pearl's obvious. It's affecting Pearl, and I'm saying why do you need to bring her into conversation instead of, like other people have said, why not use her as an example rather than bring her to criticize when she's showing that she's remorseful, etc., and it's affecting her mental health now by the way people are going at her. Why is it not being used as an example rather than an infliction? And that, timeline, people should just be calming down with her right now and just like considering her mental health and stuff like that. I know she's a strong person, but she still gets mental health issues.
Can I just quickly ask you a question, Devon?
Yeah.
Just a quick one. I get everything you're saying, and you are well within your rights to forgive, not forgive, and whatever. But for the sake of raising awareness and putting it out there about racism for the future generation and the people online now, do you not think it would be beneficial to use Pearl as an example and maybe have a live? No, please don't laugh at me. Let me finish.
No, do you know what? Let me
Can
explain
I
why
just
I'm laughing.
finish and then you
all
can
said
answer?
exactly the same thing.
No, but you haven't
Exactly, and you're still not getting
Carry on.
into your ears.
Can I just finish what I'm saying and then you can respond? You can throw a live up, have her in, and you don't know who's watching from the outside or from the inside, and you can say, right, this is the situation that happened on social media, and this is the result of what happens if you say things on social media. It can get to this extreme. So then it doesn't mean you have to be friends with her or you have to forgive her, but you can turn it into a positive for your own gain. Like, you want to raise awareness, you want to stop all this, and it might actually help people realise, oh, actually, you've really got to be more mindful. That's what I'm asking.
Pearl should be that example. Like, respectfully, it's not for us to make an example of Pearl. Yeah, Pearl's to be. She needs to be an example for herself.
Yeah, and she is. She is though, isn't she? Like, has she done it
since?
since?
What does that have to do with me?
Sorry,
I haven't said that she has.
Guys, I'm just going to drop her down. Sorry, Devon, because people are saying that she's said stuff about the disabled community. Sorry about that, Devon.
Drop down now. Thanks for chatting, Devon.
No worries.
See you later.
Right, so what we've got from this, thanks, Chippy, nothing's going to change. You're still going to go do whatever you want. Pearl's literally pleaded with you, but nothing's going to change. You just keep doing you, do whatever. I feel like you're not going to be happy until she's dead at this point, because that's when you'll probably stop talking to her.
And how did you get to that assumption?
This is my opinion and my opinion alone, because I'm the one who's fucking speaking. I'm the one who's speaking, right? I feel like, in my opinion, the only way you're going to stop talking about Pearl and dragging her is when she's dead, because she's literally said to you on this live, what do you want me to do? Slit my wrist, and you didn't give a fuck about it. You don't care about what she's, her growth or anything. it's not going to fucking change, and it's a sad thing because you know education is key, growth is key, but you clearly have not grown since you was 14 years old. But okay, anything else, Devin?
Yeah, I just wondered how you got to that. It's like you haven't been here for the whole conversation. I haven't dragged Pearl once.
We've spoke about previous things that you've done. We've tried to get to a resolution in this live. I did not say at one point when I just spoke that you have dragged Pearl in this live. We have been talking for now, I would say, let me check how long. 1 hour and 52 minutes. We have been talking about things that you've done previously in lives throughout 18 months. Nobody said this, so I'm going to try and dumb it down for you again, right?
No,
nobody
you should just talk normally
in
then.
this live said that you have been dragging Pearl today. In this live, we have talked about previous things that you have done in the past, yet you will not change. And we have come to no resolution because you do not have it in your heart to let go of anything. Right. Anything else, love?
No, I like that spin on it. It's interesting, but you know, it's what it is. I don't expect anything different from the tactics they use.
Perfect.
We're done. Safe. Bless up. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Top girl, top girl, top girl.
No, I don't think he knows how to get out of the box.
I think in this situation, you know what? Not everybody is going to give Pearl grace, which is a shame. An apology is an apology, isn't it? But when people apologise to me, I'm looking at their actions, and if their actions are changing, and I'm thinking, you know what, they are definitely apologetic. And what I'm seeing from Pearl, she's doing everything in her power to, you know, to change the tide. But we just have to be honest, not everybody is going to allow her to change. So it is what it is. I just feel like if she wants to go places and people want to go places, why do you have to at in the comments? Exactly. That's what makes it look like you're bullying and you're targeting somebody. If I don't like somebody, like, I'm not going to at them and make it known on a public platform, because that will make me look like I'm targeting or I'm goading them for a response, right?
100%.
At the end of the day, just people go their separate ways. If Pearl didn't reform, with what's been going on, she would have used the word again. She would have been like, all right then, but if I am racist, here, I'll take this. But she hasn't. She's been taking the public lashes. So I'm willing to give her grace. But the sad thing is, not everybody is in it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. But it is what it is, and people can see it for what it is. And I just feel like they just need to just find some different content, because there's a world of things that they could be talking about, i.e. other creators that are racist as well.
100%. It's just a shame to me that it's just going to continue to go on, because I've seen the growth. I was the first one to fucking scream and shout and swear at Pearl, but enough is enough. It's been 18 months.
Let's just give her a chance, man. As humans, like, forget skin colour. As humans, let's give people a chance to reform, change, and grow as people. If not, what the hell? Everybody that's committed a crime, or everybody that's done something wrong, what, we're meant to beat them down for the rest of their life?
Exactly.
Keep reminding them where they've gone wrong when they're doing everything in the power to change the ways. That don't make no sense.
I'm good, Jade. It's just a lot. It's a lot, especially like when it's your friends and stuff like that. It is a lot.
Shame stuff. As you can see, she's got a lot of love and support around her. Do you know what I mean? You're there, Jode's there, everyone's around her. So just I don't know, man. Hopefully the tide will die down. But I don't know, man. I'm not, after that conversation, I'm not like, I don't think it's gonna, to be fair.
You're right, Jodie.
Yeah, so you know how everyone on this app likes to preach how words are words, actions are actions. Well, everybody that has been going for Pearl now knows that her mental health is obviously been affected. It's been 18 months on app, off app. So now the accountability is there. They are aware.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. As long as they can live with themselves and look in the mirror, that's up to them. But nothing is worth somebody's life on an app. I'm sorry.
100%.
I'm not saying Pearl would, but Pearl's
How
very
do we know
strong.
though, Jodie?
Some people are.
There's so many other awful things happening in the world. The thing,
Alice, I get that. This is what I mean. Nobody's saying that, you know, racism is a big goddamn issue on this app. Really big. Pearl isn't doing that to you, really, either. Like it or you don't.
I agree with everything that you said there.
it's just mad to me. And then he's upset that people might bring up his past, but he's continuing to drag a lady for 18 months. To me, that's mad to me.
And no one's saying we're not excusing, we're not saying to forgive, we're not telling you to do absolutely anything. We are all just saying that you're aware it is affecting her like it would anyone else, and that you're now aware going forward.
It's bullying at its finest, 100%.